Hey, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
No limit to the limit. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp. No limit to the limit with Robert and Vicky Bell. I thought I told you. No limit to the limit for better or for worse. No limit to the limit for richer or poor. No limit to the limit in sickness and health. I thought I told you to love and cherish until death do you part. 1 + 1 =
1.
2 is bigger, but it's
still 1.
1 1,000, but 2
10,000.
Team Bell, Rob and Vicky Bell, Hot 702.5.
We out.
E-Class Consulting. It's owned and operated by Carice, providing tools, training, and resources that are sure to make you and your business even more successful. We are staffed with a marketing, credit, tax, and a real estate consultant. E-Class Consulting also provides a temporary admin service called E-Class Admins. Want to book an appointment with E-Class Consulting? Call 702-518-3002 or email book@eclassconsulting.com. E-Class Consulting, navigating you to greatness.
Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicky and Robert Bell on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. Hey, my name is Vicky Bell. I'm one of the co-hosts here at Marriage Bootcamp / Marriage Warfare, and I would like to welcome you. This platform was created to support those who are striving for a marriage mindset, a foundation for building, strengthening, and thriving in your relationship. As my co-host and I are two divorcees who wanted to do marriage right this time around, we understand the challenges and the rewards of committing to this journey. Back then, when we were married, resources like podcasts and social media weren't available. Nowadays, they're available in the palm of your hand. When we were married 28 years ago, it was just books, occasional marriage conferences, if we could find one locally. Now we're here to share our experiences, lessons, and insights to help you navigate through marriage with intention, resilience, and love. We don't have all the answers, and we're not a perfect couple, but we're here just to have the conversation and just drop some nuggets on everyday practical principles in the marriage. Whether you're just starting out, rebuilding, or simply looking to grow, welcome to this place where transformation begins. Let's do this together. Let me introduce my amazing co-host and husband of 28 years, Robert Bell.
Amazing. Good afternoon, Lady Bell. Welcome everybody to Marriage Boot Camp with us, the Bells, here at Hot 7.205 Risky Radio. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As Lady Bell said, we're just here to drop some nuggets. We're just here to give our answers. We're just here to give our opinion. We're just here to give our experience in this thing called love, this thing called marriage, this thing called two becoming one. How do we get through this thing? How do we live this thing? How do you make it work? How do you make it better? How do you make it righter? How do you get past the tough days? How do you get past the tough week? How do you get past that tough month? How did you make it this far? What did you do? Give me some wisdom. Give me some knowledge. Give me some insight.
Yeah, what I like about our platform, it's both of us. It's a husband and wife. Usually a lot of times you either just see the husband or you just see the wife. I like that you and I do this together and you give different perspectives.
not only do I like us doing together, Lady Bell, even listening to other people, be it, to me, I believe marriage is a mirror. Marriage is a mirror to me. I mean, a reflection of us, who we are, what we're becoming. My buddies, they laugh and say, "Oh my God, Vicky's becoming you," and I think that's a good thing that you're becoming me. But I think that's a part of marriage, becoming one another. But you had said something earlier. It slipped my mind right that quick. What did you just say right before I jumped in? Not on your notes. You had just said something. You and that mind of yours. You said work. You said working together. See, just give me a second. You said working together, and I said marriage is a reflection. And when people say, when people, when we don't have conversations, and if we're counseling somebody or giving somebody advice, or somebody might say, well, I want my husband to treat me the way you treat Vicky. Mm-hmm. And, my answer is always the same. Well, if you want your husband to treat you the way I treat Vicky, you got to treat him the way Vicky treats me. Mm-hmm. That's the hard part, because now it's back on you. Now you got to put in the work. You want me to treat you. You want your husband to treat you the way I treat Vicky. Well, you got to treat him the way Vicky treat me. You got to open your mouth with kindness. The law of kindness must be on your tongue. If you want your husband to treat you better, the law of kindness got to be on your tongue. You got to be slow to anger. This girl is very slow to anger, and boy, oh boy, do I really want to anger her? She got a soft voice. She got a nice voice. She got a sweet voice. And I would say after 28 years, predominantly, that's probably the way you flow. But the old say, don't wake a sleeping dog, or don't poke a sleeping bear? And know what I love about it. And I knew, like I said, we talked about that foxhole, and getting in that foxhole, you better know who after you say all the nuptials. Did I say that word right? Nuptials. After you say all of that, you really don't. The nuptials don't come into play until after the morning after the nuptials. After the morning after. It was all good up to the altar. Now you don't set the nuptials, and here we are. Now you're in the foxhole. You gotta know who you in the foxhole with. Will they fight? Will they run? Will they get back to back with you and say, okay, you watch my back, I got you, and I'll watch your back? Hey, and when I knew this girl was a beast, hail from Cleveland, Ohio, John Adam Rebel.
That's right.
You know where I'm going with this when I had that conversation with your mama. So me and her mama talking, I'm like, I said, she said, well, and anybody who know my mama-in-law ain't no joke, So and listen, fellas, you're getting ready to get married, you think about getting married, the apple do not fall far from the tree. Spend some time with her mama. Get to know her mama. The apple do not fall far from the tree. It might roll away a little bit, but it's not going to be too far from the tree. And if it do get a little bit away from the tree, it still has that seed in them. It still has that DNA. So I'm talking to her mama one day, and her mama said, "Oh, my daughter ain't no joke. Hey, she was raised in the hood." You know the story I'm getting ready to tell?
No.
I think y'all was. I keep saying Morris Black. I'm sorry, you wasn't in the Morris Black. What was you in? Outweight. What was that? 40th and what? Yeah, Outweight 40th, or is that 55th?
40th.
40th and Kinsman?
Case Court.
So y'all, hey, my Cleveland folks, y'all know about Outweight. So she was raised in the hood. So, and I was like, your daughter all sweet and this and that and blah blah. She said, "Oh, my daughter ain't no joke." She said she was raised in the hood. She said, so she couldn't be no joke. So I think she said you was in the 1st or 2nd grade. You know what story I'm going to tell? And the girls chased you home? Mm-hmm. What grade was you in?
I don't know.
I think your mother told me you was in the 1st. Let's just say you was in the 2nd grade. So that make you about 7 or 8. So Mama, if you listen, you told me this story. So Mama said these little girls chased Vicky home from school one day. And Vicky banging on the door. Mama, let me in. Mama, let me in. And my mama-in-law ain't no joke. She cracked the door open and she said, "What's wrong? They trying to beat me up." And my mama-in-law said, "Girl, you pretty and you live in the hood. You better learn how to fight." And she shut the door. And my mama-in-law said, "You beat up like 3 or 4 little girls." She said, "You took them down." I said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, Vicky ain't no joke." So
I was only child, so when my mother was teaching me a lesson, I had to learn how to fight because I didn't have any siblings that were going to help me. So she said, if you start running home now, you're going to be running for the rest of your life. So, back then, that's how they taught you. Nowadays, it's child abuse. Right. Back then.
So don't get it twisted. You see me out here with it. Don't let this pretty face fool you. She will squabble up. She will go toe to toe. If I don't care. I don't met a whole lot of dudes. I know a whole lot of dudes. I know a whole lot of dudes that'll take a bullet for me. But if I gotta go toe to toe, me and 2 other dudes, I take Vicky. I take Vicky.
Oh,
I know you. I know you can hang with at least one of them. I give you the soft one, and I take the other one. You know it's gonna be one of them gonna be soft. So I give you the soft one. But if I needed somebody to be in the foxhole with me, and we got to knuckle up with a couple of dudes, I know you give them a run. At least you'll keep them up off of me. You won't let them both whoop me. You'll keep.
I know you'll keep
them off of me.
To the nose?
So let's say, Lady Bell, so you're talking about getting into the notes and we talking about marriage and know who you're in the foxhole with. So we're talking about, we back on that, marital myths and marital truth. The things that we hear. How do you make it 28 years? Do this. The things that we say.
You keep saying how you make it 28 years, how you make it 28 years. We just scratching the surface. I really like how we met that one couple. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. They have been married 60 years.
55.
55 years. And when you
thinking of Sonny and Iva who been married 60.
Okay.
I think they're over. No, I think we went to their 60th.
Did we go to their 60th?
Yeah, we went to their 60th, so they got to be married 62 or 63 years now.
Okay.
Shout out to Sonny and Iva. Thank y'all for being a great example.
Yes.
63 years of holy matrimony. You know we love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. I love Sonny and Iva. Iva, man, when talking to my women, you know how you go through something and you look and you're like, I'm aging, I'm getting older. This woman is always doing something. I think she was 70 when she started learning how to play the saxophone.
The guitar.
The guitar.
Acting.
Yeah, we looked up and...
here she is on an episode of was it Greenleaf? Not Greenleaf.
Family Business.
Family Business.
She been married 60-something years, and she was on the episode of Family Business. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Then we met a couple that was married 55 years.
Beautiful.
I mean, this lady was bad. She was sharp. She had on her thigh-high boots or leather pants or something. I'm like, okay, you go, girl. I mean, she was just, it wasn't like they were existing in their marriage. I feel like they were thriving together in their marriage.
Well, see, that's that thing when somebody say we've been married 20 years, we've been married 30 years, we've been married 40 years.
And they literally look like they've been
years.
carrying around a ball and chain.
How you doing? My name is Robert. That's my wife. We've been married 28 years. But this couple, like the first time we met them, we had a Thanksgiving function, and the host and hostess was having everybody stand up and introduce themselves, and he stood up. And even to say, they've been married 55 years, so even if they got married at 20, they 75. They didn't look 75. They looked it like they was 55.
Yeah, she
they
was
looked
sharp.
it like they was. Oh yeah, she yeah. Even if I'm gonna say they've been married 55 years, I'm gonna put her say she got married at 20. And say she got married at 18, though. That make her 73. The woman didn't look no 73.
No, she did not.
She, like Vicky said, she had on thigh-high boots. She had on her Mary J. Blige boots. She was classy. She had on some tight leather, like painted on leather jeans, leather.
But she was so classy.
And little cute blouse. She was jazzy, and and they maintained their weight.
Yeah, they did.
They
challenged me.
They both was very, very good looking couple that been married 55. And he stood up and was like, my name is, I don't remember the name. My name is Tyrone. And I'm from California, so and so. And this is my beautiful wife of 55 years. And everybody was like, 55 years?
Yes, he
Y'all
did.
only look 55.
Yeah, they did.
That's what say, that's when you say, when somebody say, I've been married 20, 30, 40 years, you want to see somebody to stand up. Yeah, I've been married 25 years.
Yep.
I've been married 5 years. We've been married 5 years. I don't mean to brag. I don't mean to boast, but I like some peace on my toast. I like some peace. I'm talking about peace. Peace. I like some peace on my toast. I like some joy. I don't mean to brag. I don't mean to boast, but I like some joy on my toast, Lady Bell. I don't mean to brag. I don't mean to boast, but I like some love. I like some encouragement on my toast. And we talking about people, a lot of time when we out and about, especially if we on vacation and, couples that come up to us, are y'all newlyweds? We've been married 28 years. 28 years. We've been married 20 years. We've been getting that type of encouragement since we've been married. Hold up. Y'all gotta be what? Y'all gotta be newlywed. Y'all must have just got married.
Well, our favorite cousins from Aruba always said that.
Right. So, it's that, and like I said, I'm not trying to brag or boast, but people do. We try to keep that life. We try to keep that life. For my Bible readers and my Bible believers. For my Bible readers and my Bible believers. He come that you might have life. He come that you might have life. Life. Blooming flowers. It's nice outside today, Lady Bell. Spring is in the air. Love is in the air. Valentine is in the air. I come that you might have life. I come that you might have love. I come that you might have some joy. It gotta be some joy in this thing, Lady Bell. It gotta be some peace in this thing. It gotta be some life. Mm-hmm. Love in this thing. Mm-hmm. Please let me know. Tap me on my shoulder. Kick me under the table. Wink at me. Whatever you gotta do. If life ain't lifing, if this love ain't lifing, let me know. Let me know. Talk to me. Who said come and talk to me? Come and talk to me. I really need to know your. I shouldn't be singing, should I?
No. I think that was Jodeci.
that was Jodeci?
I think.
1992. That was about the time we started bumping and grinding, wasn't it? Let's get to marital myth or marital truth. How do you make it 20 years? How did you make it 15 years? Somebody told me this. Is that a marital truth or a marital myth? Somebody told me that. Is that a myth or a truth? Lady Bell? We touch on some of the common ones. Happy wife, happy life, and we know that. We know how a lot of people say that. Just say yes, dear. Just say yes, dear. Listen, young man, when you talking to a old dude who been married a long time, and he said just say yes, dear. Do me a favor, get away from him. Say thank you, sir. And get away from him. Because ain't no way he just said, yes, dear. If he said, yes, dear, now I need for you to study him and watch him. Maybe he did say, yes, dear. And maybe he has been married for 40 or 50 years. But watch him. And then when they get up and leave, and if he's walking behind her like a puppy, you get away from him and you stay away from him. Is that all right? I said that, Lady Bell? Mm-hmm. Okay. What is another marital myth?
Yes, dear.
I like that, Lady Bell.
Oh, okay.
Don't go to bed angry. Don't go to bed angry. The Bible says, recall and review, be angry but sin not. Mm-hmm. Be angry and
Be angry, but sin not.
be angry. You know, I'm gonna say, be angry and sin not. You know, you don't cuss me out, and I won't cuss you out. When the reality of it and the realness of it, Lady Bell, you might have a Peter moment. For my Bible readers and my Bible believer, while you trust in God and believe in God, you might have a Peter moment. Mm-hmm. Wasn't that you? It wasn't me. Wasn't that you? It was not me. Wasn't that you? What the F did I tell you? You might have a Peter moment. Don't go to bed angry, Lady Bell. The Bible said, be angry, but sin not. Because joy cometh in the morning. Let's lay down on this thing, girl. Let's lay down on this thing. And in the morning, you might be feeling better, and I might be feeling better. You don't got some rest, and I don't got some rest. Can we talk now? Can we talk now? Now let's talk. Let's talk this thing out. Jump in anytime, Lady Bell.
Which one? You be angry and sin not. Ooh. What about recall and review? All you need is God.
All you need is God.
Jesus.
I think you need more than God, Lady Bell. We talked about this last week, and you know I always says, you know, somebody said to me, Rob, you keep referring back to the Bible because we was colonized. And unfortunately, a lot of that biblical stuff is in us. Mm-hmm. A lot of that spiritual stuff is in us. Mm-hmm. We always referring to God. Mm-hmm. Here it is, February 1st, Black History Month, and people running the church. Mm-hmm. In the church was the main leaders of colonizing and running slave trade. Did you know that? Mm-mm. It was the church. It was the church that was helping them get slaves and taking and saying, here, this is all you need. Read this. Mm. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Be good to those who despitefully use you. Honor your master. Honor your master. But we ain't gonna go down there, Lady Bell. We ain't gonna.
I want to encourage everybody to watch Birth of a Nation. Birth of a Nation. Please watch it.
But if all you need is God, Lady Bell. It was a dude. We talked about this dude before. It's a dude in the Bible. He was all alone. He put in this beautiful place all by himself. Beautiful garden. He had gold. He had silver. He even talked to animals. You thought it was, and I'm not talking about Dr. Doolittle. This dude talked to animals. He named animals. This dude had it all. He even walked and talked with God. And then one day, this dude had God. He talked to God on a daily basis. It said in the evening, in the cool of the day, God will come down and talk to this dude. Mm-hmm. But then one day, God looked at him and said, "It's not good."
Man,
I get emotional when it comes to Lady Bell because I say it wasn't good for me to be alone. God came down and said, "Hey," he looked at that dude and said, "It's not good for you to be alone." That dude didn't say, "I got you." He said, "It's not good for you to be alone. I'm going to give you a helpmeet."
Yes, he did.
I'm going to give you a helpmeet. Hey, and when that dude woke and God put him to sleep, when he woke up, he looked at that butt-necking girl and said, "Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh." At that moment, I think he forgot all about God at that moment. Hey, somebody said, but no, she was clothed in his Shekinah glory. No, Adam said, "You're bone of my bone," and Adam saw bone and flesh. Mm-hmm. Adam saw some thighs. Adam saw some breasts. They say Adam and Eve was flawless, Lady Bell. 6 packs and flat stomachs and perky breasts. And I don't know how Adam, I don't know if Adam was packing or not, but they say were perfect specimens, Lady Bell. So if we say if God enough, no, even God said it wasn't good for Adam to be alone. So is God enough? He said, no, it's not good for, he said, it's not good for man. It's not good for man. I'm getting back to the notes, Lady Bell, but can I wander off just a little bit? Listen, dude, it's not good for you to be alone. You gotta find you a good helpmeet. You gotta find you a good companion. You gotta find you somebody that you can love, and most importantly, who's gonna love you back. It feels so good being loved, but when somebody loves you back, is it almost Valentine's Day, Lady Bell? Because I feel like love is in the air. It's not good for a man to be alone. What do you mean you want to be by yourself? Lady Bell, he said it's not good for man to be alone. I hear you, sister. I hear you. I know you got a PhD. I know you a vice president on your job. I don't need no man, no. He said it's not good for man to be alone. That mean you too, Keisha. It ain't good for you to be alone. Go ahead, Lady Bell.
You talk about, I hear you, woman. I know you have a PhD, but let me just come from a woman's perspective. Just to be clear, I have a master's degree, and I was at AVP prior to coming out here to Vegas, and I did not want to be alone. I love being married. And when it come to being the head of the house, I was glad to give that over to Rob. You could be head of the house because I was running things at work. When I came home, I didn't want to run things at home. I didn't want to. So women, I want to talk to you right now. When you want to say, oh, I can bring home the bacon and cook it too, do you really? Do you really want to cook it too? Because when you got all that responsibility at work and then you got to go home too, it's nice to hand that over to a man. You got it.
It ain't nothing fun. It ain't woman's point of view, man's point of view. Nobody. I don't think nobody really wants to be alone. Has there been some things in some people's life where life had took them that way, that had led them that way, but it probably came to that point. But ain't no way you should be 30, 35, 40, 45 talking about I'm cool on dating. I'm cool on being out here.
It depends on what they dating.
No, I'm talking about. Let me finish, please. I'm cool with this, and that. And I'm just gonna be by myself. Yeah. No, you don't. No. We're meeting people. A lot of our friends are 65, 70, 75, 80, looking for love.
Yeah.
They're looking at 70 years old. They're looking for love. They're still at 70. Don't dig. Listen, sister, don't dig yourself.
Ooh,
Black man married to a black wife, got 7 black sisters, black daughter, a bunch of black nieces. Nobody wants to be alone, Vicky.
We went to that wedding. Remember, we went to that wedding of that older couple that got married.
An older couple. Oh, that's what I'm gonna say. With all them women in my life. Lost my train of thought again. Oh, black women. I'm saying that because I said all my sisters and my daughters and my nieces, gang of women in my life.
Yeah.
Black mama, black grandmama, all my life, and I raised in predominantly white neighborhood. Don't been around white people all my life. Don't been around Hispanic people all my life. I have never. I'm talking about in a conversation. I ain't talking about a movie or a TV show or nothing like that. Just in communing with people, hanging around people. I have never heard a white woman say, I don't need no man. I have never heard a white woman say. I have never heard a Hispanic woman. And you know the amount of Hispanic women that worked for me when I was here, since we moved here. I had never heard a Hispanic woman say, I don't need no man.
Even the Indian women. Remember?
Right.
All them Indian women we were around on that one trip.
I have never heard, but I hear sisters say it all the time. I don't need no man. I can do it by myself. No, it's one thing I can do it by myself and have to do it by myself. Nope. Nobody wants to do it by themselves. That got to be exhausting.
It is.
Going to work, coming home, taking care of the kids, trying to maintain the house, and that's exhausting. That got to be exhausting. So quit. First of all, we have to quit telling that lie. I don't need nobody. And you we was at a wedding back in August. We go back home to Cleveland to a wedding. and the table next to us is 10 people to a table. Mm-hmm. So at the table next to us is 9 guys and 1 woman. So now they're doing the bouquet and garter toss. And I don't know what is wrong with us. What is wrong with us? Now you go to a wedding, they say all the single women come up. I don't want to go up. At the last few weddings we went to, I don't want to go up. I don't want to go up. Then you got to beg the women to come up, and then everybody want to run from the bouquet.
I ran to the bouquet. I remember
everybody ran from the bouquet. And then they called it, and the couple that got married, they were 60. So the majority of the crowd there was 50 and up. The majority of the people there was 50 and up. So now you got this table of nine guys and 1 woman sitting right next to us.
Yep.
So the 1 woman, it was her husband, and then the rest of these 8 dudes, they were all single. They were all single. So, and wasn't nobody going up to do when the groom is doing the garter. Yeah. And I said, is y'all single? And the one married dude said, well, this is my wife, but all of them is single. Now, and I said, and all y'all over 60? I said, y'all all over 60? And they're like, yeah, we all good. We all good. We over 60. And I'm like, then y'all need to get up there. Dude, you 60. Dude, you 60. You gonna need some help. You talking about you want to sit here? I told them, oh, dude, y'all better get up. You better get up there and try to and fight for that garter. And you better try to find you a queen. You better try to find you a help me. Oh, I ain't getting up there. Okay, then. Okay. Keep your 60-year-old, your 65-year-old stubborn butt there in that chair. What was we on, Lady Bell?
Well, let's see now.
How do we get on there? What was the question?
All you need is God.
Oh, all you need on God. Yeah.
All you need is God.
So back to you're gonna need more than God. You're gonna need more than God when you laying up there. Hey, my dear buddy Theotis. We was on the police force together, Cleveland Heights Police Force, and he said, I'm never getting married. A player till I die.
Player.
And he was a player until he died. Mm-hmm. Alone. A whole bunch of, hey, when my dude got sick, all them women he was whining and dining, when he got sick, I'm not helping him. My name ain't on that mortgage. My name ain't on that house. I'm not helping him. My name ain't on that car. I'm not helping him. My name ain't on nothing. You think I'm going to help him? I don't care how much he been whining and dining me. You think I'm going to help him and I ain't going to get nothing in the end?
Mm. Yeah, he was a good guy.
And my dear buddy died alone. My dear buddy died alone. But that was his story. He was going to be a player all his life. And my dear friend died alone. You don't want to trust me. I get sad even. I can't imagine dying alone. Mm-mm. I can't even imagine that. So do you need more than God? The Bible said, God said, and I will make a helpmeet. It's not good for Rob to be alone.
It's not good for Vicky to be alone.
It's not good for Rob to be alone. I gotta make a Vicky for him. Go ahead, Lady Bell.
You know, this would be a good time to take a break and play a song.
Yeah, because we're going to jump to some new questions.
Some new marital myths. So we're going to play this song.
No limit to the limit. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp. No limit to the limit with Robert and Vicky Bell. I thought I told you. No limit to the limit. for better or for worse. No limit to the limit, for richer or poor. No limit to the limit, in sickness and health. I thought I told you to love and cherish until death do you part. 1 + 1 =
1.
2 is bigger, but it's
Still 1.
1 1,000, but 2
10,000.
Team Bell, Rob and Vicky Bell, Hot 702.5.
We out. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicky and Robert Bell on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio.
And I'm sorry, y'all. We have some technical difficulties with the song today, so we're gonna keep it rolling. Welcome to live entertainment, Lady Bell. So let's get into some of these hot questions. Ooh, these gonna be some. These gonna be some real marital. These gonna be some real marital truth or marital. Let me one more. I want to touch on, Lady Bell, before we jump into that. To the new ones. We talked about last week. We talked about sex will get boring. You know, I got a couple of calls on that this week. And we talked about the before the foreplay. We talked about keeping it interesting. We talking about when we do our series on sex and intimacy and maintaining truth and love in your marriage. We talked about the before the foreplay. Anytime we talk about sex, we're talking about two healthy individuals. We're talking about health-wise. You know, your body is good. Her body is good. She's not having any health issues or major health issues. You're not having any major health issues. How can we talk on this? Two people that got married, very healthy, and we both don't, in 28 years of marriage, in sickness and health, we both have dealt with some health issues. So when we talk about sex, hey, we make sure that we're tread lightly because we know people deal with health issues. So these things that we say, don't get intimidated. Don't get upset about it. We're talking about if you're both healthy at the time. So we're talking about that. We say a healthy couple, you should be having sex at least 2 to 3 times a week. Jump in anytime, Lady Bell. 2 or 3 times a week too much?
It depends on whatever the couple agrees to, because.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, what were you going to say? Whatever they agree to, because what we might agree to might be something they may need it more than 2 or 3 times a week. So, whatever works for them.
Did I say my question wrong? Do I need to rephrase it? I said a healthy couple should be having sex at least 2 or 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. I understand more. I said at least 2 or 3 times a week. Is that what I said?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Or whatever they agree to, or more, or more. So yes, at least 2 or 3 times a week. You should always be maintaining some desires there. It should be some desires there. Help me, Lady Bell, with
Go ahead.
No, y'all corrected. Y'all correct something that I said. That did I?
I would have told you no.
Okay, I thought you said something. I thought you said something else. So you make me lose my train of thought.
Go ahead.
Okay, you don't make me lose my train of thought now. Where was I at? Oh, okay. So we're talking about the before the foreplay of having. No, we're talking about 2 or 3 times a week, or whatever you and your spouse agree to.
Yeah, the reason why I say that, though, is because, especially after moving out here, you just don't know, people work schedules and, just so whatever they agree to.
Okay.
One might work nights, one might work days.
Well, to that, when I say 2 to 3 times a week, when I say at least 2 or 3 times a week, you have to make adjustments. Whatever a person's schedule is. Our schedule been crazy the last 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
So we shifted from having it at night, the schedule it during the day, not scheduling it, but having it during the day, having it during the evening, having it on the weekends. For a while that we could only do it on the weekends. Work schedule, you tired, I'm tired, girl, I see you Friday. I catch up with me on Friday. So whatever you have to do to keep each other happy, happy or satisfied.
Both.
Oh, happy and satisfied. I like that, Lady Bell. We talked about, to sex get boring. Why you stop? And somebody asked me, I didn't realize, Lady Bell, I think we getting old. I didn't realize when I talked about that, I didn't say the whole thing last week. When I said a 1 and a 2, the Tootsie Roll commercial.
Yeah.
How old was we? How old is that Tootsie Roll commercial? But it was a commercial. It was commercial. It was about a lollipop, and then, y'all remember y'all Tootsie Roll lollipop. You had the candy on the outside and the little Tootsie Roll in the middle, and it was how long does it take to get? How many licks does it take to get to the center of the lollipop? So it was back then in them little cartoons and commercials, they always used the owl as the scholar. So they gave the owl the Tootsie Roll, the lollipop, and they said, Mr. Owl, we want to know how many licks does it take to get to the chewy center of a Tootsie Roll lollipop. And the owl, he licked the thing, 2 times? 1 or 2. Then he bit into it. So
that was back in 1968.
Oh man, I was only 4 or 5. So I
told you we were kids.
So no wonder nobody understood that commercial when I said it. That was 1968.
That's what it says. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Campaign began in 1968.
So began in 1968. So it was probably over.
The first animated commercial featuring catchphrase aired in the United States in 1969.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, so that's why. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all keep forgetting we old. But that was the commercial. So the owl took the lollipop, licked it a couple times, then he bit into it. He said a 1 or
A
2, and then he crunched it with his beak. So when we say why you stop, because you know how sometimes you know when you dating and you getting intimate and all of that, and you giving your best. And you doing everything that she likes, and you returning the favor, and then you doing all of this, and then you say how many licks does it take? How long can you lick it? As long as you like, and then you get married. Now it's a 1 and a 2.
A 1, a 2.
A 2. What do you mean you done? What do you mean you done? I'm done. I what do you mean? Why did you stop? I don't do that no more. Yes, sex get boring if you're having sex before you get married to the individual you're married to, and you're doing all these things. That's why when we say we lay the foundation, you got to talk about sex. You got to talk about intimacy. What do you like? What don't you like? Where do you want to be touched at? Where do you don't want to be touched at? What can I do and what can I do? You can't say you do all of that. And Lady Bowdon, we don't heard enough of it. She was doing, and a lot of time it fall back on the women. You can jump on me if you want to, smack me now, smack me later. But a lot of time when we hear these complaints, the woman was doing all of this, and then she stops. Yeah. Well, I don't do that. Well, I don't do it anymore. Well, you was doing it before we get married. Well, I don't do that no more. Well, we ain't doing that. Well, you can do me if you want to, but I ain't doing you. Hold up. You self-esteem you. You want me to do you, but you ain't doing me more. Well, what if we both don't do it? Well, you ain't got to stop. Okay, I'll do it. A 1, a 2. That's why it gets boring when you stop doing stuff that you was doing before. And how do you stop it from being boring? We talked about last week oral sex. Oral. What's the definition of oral, Lady Bell? Refers to the mouth or anything related to the mouth. Oral refers to the mouth or anything related to the mouth. How do you keep it from being boring? Oral sex. Girl, we need to talk. We need to talk. Where do we start at? We need oral sex. We need to have a conversation. Let's have a conversation, Lady Bell. Go ahead. What's the next? We want to jump on one more. I got to get on this one more before we go. Mm-hmm. Pastor is your spiritual head. Pastor is your spiritual father. For the husband, but the Bible said, for my Bible readers and Bible believers, The Bible said, for the husband is the head of the
Wife.
The husband is the head of the wife. You are her spiritual head. You are her spiritual head. You are her overseer. Church and the dude in the pulpit, whatever you want to title him, he's only that's where you all commune together for fellowship. Everything, if you're teaching her your spiritual belief at home, whatever your spiritual belief at home, and wherever you go for spiritual fellowship, once you're teaching your wife at home, the dude in the pulpit should only be confirmation. When the dude in the pulpit says something, your wife should look at you and say, honey, you already taught me that at home. He just confirmed it. Honey, you already said that at home. He just confirmed it. Honey, you taught me that. You taught me and the kids. You've been teaching me and the kids that all month. The dude in the pulpit just confirmed it. Your place of fellowship is only for encouragement, gatherings, strengthening, but your spiritual head is your husband. But I'm an alpha female. Well, I don't care if you're an alpha female. I don't care if you're an alpha female. He can't handle alpha female. Listen. The lion pride, Lady Bell, the average lion pride consists of 12 to 15 members. The average lion pride. Most lion pride have one male lion. And the rest, if you talk about an average of 12 to 15, the rest of them are females. Female lioness. Some lion prides might have two males, but those two males are going to be brothers. But still one of them is going to be the alpha. The oldest probably going to be the alpha lion in the pride. Let's just say it's one male lion, and then you got 10. He got 10 lioness. Only one of those lioness is the alpha female. Only one of those lioness is the alpha female, and all the other females know who the alpha females is. Who do you think run the pride, Lady Bell? The lion king. He's a king. Mustafa sleeps 18 to 20 hours a day. That dude is sleep 18 to 20 hours a day. So who you think is running the pride? The alpha female is running the pride. They not going back and forth about who the alpha female is. They know who the alpha female is, and they respect the alpha female. So it's all right to be the alpha female, but when you with your little group, it ain't a bunch. Oh, we are alpha females, but y'all still gonna resort to one. I don't care what group you belong to, what organization you belong to. Somebody's going to be appointed vice president, president, and usually it's the one who got the more alpha. Help me, Lady Bell. Might be the one who got the more outspoken,
most
qualified. And so, do that make you the head alpha? So we know you. Hey, but you ain't got to always buck at home talking about you the alpha female. And if she is the alpha, it's all right. Every man wants you to be an alpha female. He wants you to be in that foxhole with him as an alpha female. But remember, he still is Mustafa, and he's your spiritual head. Let's jump into these new ones, Lady Bell.
I like this one. If we had more money.
If things would be so much better if we had more money.
And I took the liberty of looking into people who had a lot of money and still ended up in divorce. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, the Weinsteins. Ooh, I don't even want to say that.
You said Bill Gates. Mm-hmm. Who else did you say?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. And I think when Jeff Bezos.
I got one for you. The Wynn, Steve Wynn and Elaine Wynn.
But when you said, well, I think when Jeff Bezos, that was 3 or 4 years ago, when he got divorced, I think at the time he got divorced, he was the richest man in, if we only had more monies. And I think at that time, he was the richest man in the world at the time he got divorced.
Jeff Bezos divorced in 2019 from McKinsey. It's the second most expensive divorce.
After who?
Wait a minute, let me finish.
Oh.
After McKinsey Bezos getting $38 billion. $45.3 billion with inflation adjusted. The most expensive divorce was Bill Gates' divorce in 2025 from Melinda Gates. She received $76 billion.
Now, what year did they get divorced?
2021.
And Bill Gates just came out recently to say he regret getting divorced. I was just reading that this week. He said he regret getting divorced. If we have money, hey. What do I always like to quote, Vicky? Godliness and contentment is great gain. Godliness and contentment is great gain. It goes back to what we talked about, not living above your means. Godly, you got to be content. You got to have a budget and all that. Of course, everybody, if I just had a little bit more, if I just had a couple more dollars, sometimes money ain't the solve all. Some couple has started off struggling, and then they made it, and then the money has been their downfall.
Let me tell you this one. Michael Jordan divorced in 2006 from Juanita, $168 million.
And I think at that time that was the most lucrative. The most was the most costly divorce. He wanted out so bad he gave her $168 millions with an M, $1 million. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we had more money, everybody want a little bit more. But godliness with contentment is great gain. Having a budget, putting everything in one pot, and working together, and having a good budget, and not living above your means, and buying what you can afford. If you can't afford a Louis, don't buy a fake one. Buy something you can afford. Don't fake the funk. Leave the knockoffs on the shelf. Trust me. We don't have our share of knockoffs that don't fell apart on us. So,
and as much as we spent on knockoffs, we eventually could have bought the real thing.
But hey, we just want to thank y'all for jumping in here with us today. If we all want a little bit of money, if you want a little bit more money, just cut back here, cut back there, and all things will come together. You know who I am, Robert Bell, Marriage Bootcamp, with my beautiful wife of 28 years, my amazing wife, here at Hot 702.5 Risky Radio. 1 + 1 =
1.
2 is bigger, but it's still
1.
1 1,000, but 2
10,000.
Team Bell, we out.
Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicky and Robert Bell on Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio.